All right, so good morning, everyone. As good of a morning as it can be. As I think most of you know, I'm Susan Abrams, CEO of Illinois Holocaust Museum. And on behalf of our cherished survivors, boards of directors and trustees, Women's Leadership Committee, Young Professional Committee, more than 400 amazing volunteers, and my terrific colleagues, welcome. Today, June 24, is the first annual Holocaust Survivors Day. How fitting, right? To celebrate Fritzie's life on this day. By way of background, Jonathan Ornstein and Michael Berenbaum, and many of you know that Michael Berenbaum led the design of the museum's core Kharkomi Holocaust exhibition and more, note, and I quote, "Holocaust survivors deserve a day of joy, a day of celebration, not a day to share with condemnation of the Nazis, but a day to celebrate their lives they built in response to the Holocaust. Survivors represent the best in all of us, and we all know that. The best of the human spirit. They are our treasure, our light, and we must shine that light into every dark corner of our world. We call on the world to join us and celebrate the inaugural Holocaust Survivor Day on June 24. And here we are. Fritzie was wise and a maximizer, even today. I think so many people have said they feel her hand all the way through. She's got her elegant sunglasses on, and I think she's smiling down at us. If you are here, it's because you were blessed to have Fritzie in your life in some capacity, and what a blessing it was. Fritzie was not tall, and yet she was larger than life. She missed many years of schooling, and yet she was one of the wisest people I know. She was treated in her formative years as less than human, and yet she became a leader among people with an innate sense about them. She had so much taken from her by the Nazi regime, and yet she was an incredible giver. She spoke softly, and yet her words and impact reverberate across the globe. She had so many frightful experiences in her youth, and yet she was brave and strong. She experienced the worst of what humanity had to offer, and still she dedicated her life to making our world a better place for everyone. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of Fritzie. Fritzie has given us all so many gifts. Her selfless devotion to sharing her story so we could learn and grow from it was extraordinary. She spent a week, as we know, 8 hours a day, answering thousands of questions about life before, during, and after the Holocaust. Also and enduring the nightmares that sparked, and it did, all so that she could create that hologram that would educate future generations around the world. Could there be any doubt that she kept her promise to those 599 women who each gave her a crumb of their meager bread ration, hoping that she, the youngest among them, might survive to share their story? I think not. The interactive holograms changed the trajectory of Holocaust memory and education and answered the question, how would we share survivor stories in the most compelling and most impactful and innovative ways, again, for generations to come? I know Fritzie was comforted by this. And still, even after the interactive holograms and our survivor stories experience came to be, after it was featured around the world, Fritzie still worried. Once again, the answer to addressing her concern was technology. Fritzie's worry was that one day Auschwitz might not be maintained, but might be allowed to decay, decimating that proof of what happened to her and to millions of others. And so she shared a vision of creating a virtual reality film in which she could literally, virtually, take us on a tour of Auschwitz, where you could stand with her on the arrival ramp, in the barracks, in the latrine, as she shared her very personal and horrific experiences so we could all learn from them. Fritzie's VR film experience, which will open at the museum this fall, was another incredible gift to the world from this extraordinary woman. And so, while we will never fill the big, giant hole left by Fritzie's passing, I know that she took comfort, and we can too, in knowing that her legacy lives on. One of my favorite prayers, and one of my daughter's favorite prayers, is by Rabbi Larry Kushner, and parts of it go like this. Each lifetime is the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. For some, there are more pieces. For others, the puzzle is more difficult to assemble. Some seem to be born with a nearly completed puzzle, and so it goes, souls going this way and that, trying to assemble the myriad parts. But know this, no one has within themselves all the pieces of their puzzle. Everyone carries with them at least one, and probably many pieces to someone else's puzzle. Sometimes they know it, sometimes they don't. And when you present your piece, which is worthless to you, to another, whether you know it or not, whether they know it or not, you are a messenger from the Most High. I believe we all had pieces to Fritzie's puzzle, and she to ours, and for that, we have been truly blessed. Thank you to all of you here with us in this room and online, for you are the community that helped Fritzie fulfill her promise. You gave her a piece of her puzzle. Fritzie was my mentor, my partner in so many things, and my friend. It's been one of the greatest honors of my life to help her keep her promise. And for that, I'm so grateful.